for the night time. Days are wide awake, visions are for crazy men. Not me, for goodness sake, but I'm seeing things. I'm seeing things. I'm seeing things, believe me, I've never seen before. My little things deceive me, like when you threw me out the door. I couldn't believe my eyes.
How's it going? Hey, got you out of bed for this one, eh?
I don't go to bed. If I go to bed, I get too much sleep, and I start looking really good. Well, we'll then, right?
How come you still got your pajamas on now?
It's not pajamas, it's a shirt.
No way, Louie. I got exactly the same pair for Christmas.
Have my mother get your size. What's going on here, Arthur? Please, I'm freezing.
Well, somebody planted this little bomb, blew a couple of windows out. That's about it.
These are the same guys who, put the bomb in that other place and blew the windows? What is it called? Universal Dynamics?
Yep. Call themselves the Winds of Tomorrow. They even left the same little note. Ban the bomb. Save the world from nuclear holocaust.
That's a nice sentiment. What the hell's this place got to do with nuclear power?
Well, they make guidance systems for missiles. It's an American subsidiary.
If these guys start bombing every place that has an American defense contract, you are going to be working overtime on it. Take it easy.
Yeah. See you later.
What are you doing here?
We're on the hunt, boys. Sedition has reared its ugly head again.
Now, hold on. This is Canada. What are you investigating here for?
Very good, Ciccone. You're displaying the usual firm grasp for the obvious.
Isn't this a little off the beat for U.S. Marshals? These bombings were directed against American companies operating on foreign soil. Now, in my book, that is international terrorism.
International terrorism? They broke 2 windows.
Yeah, sure, 2 windows. They broke 2 windows. Next thing you know, you got Tehran.
Can I quote you on that?
You want a quote?
Yeah.
I'll give you a quote.
Okay, give me one.
Donovan, record this as a quote.
Here, go.
Local authorities, recognizing our experience in these particular matters, have invited our participation in this investigation. We've already uncovered evidence linking these bombings with similar acts of destruction which took place in the United States several years ago. Now, we're expecting a major break in this case in a matter of days. End of quote. Got all that, Ciccone?
Yeah, I printed real fast. But you didn't say anything. That's not a quote.
I know it.
Come on.
All right. 1 word, deep background only, off the record.
Off the record, 1 word.
No.
No.
With a minute. See you, Ciccone.
Get you out of bed?
Excuse me, sir. Get out.
What has Marge got to do with this?
You had a nostalgic vision of me, Lou. Isn't that sweet?
Marge, I am not talking about home movies of your graduation here. I got this vision at the bomb site.
So?
So what are you doing in my vision?
Well, I didn't have anything to do with bombs. My God, I just barely learned how to play that damn guitar.
Well, somebody in that room is tied in with those bombings, don't you see? Look, I have reason to believe this got something to do with the weatherman. And I'm not talking about the guys with the chalk and the pointers either.
I know who the weathermen are, Louis. Listen, I had nothing to do with the radicals. I was in Toronto, not Chicago.
Well, who the hell are those guys?
What'd they look like?
Well, they had, hair. They had hair all over the place.
Hair?
Hair. They were hairy people.
Louis, you just described everybody that lived in Yorkville from 1968 to 1971.
So the room was in Yorkville?
I had straight hair?
Yes.
It was Yorkville.
Yorkville.
That was Crazy David's. Remember, I used to have those real nice tie-dye dresses and boutique wall hangings?
Forget the nostalgia tour and try to remember the 5 guys in the vision, okay?
Five guys. I must have known 1,000 guys when I lived here.
Fellow philosophy students, and these 1,000 guys, I guess?
Well, some of them were draft dodgers and protesters and dropouts.
And all the draft dodgers just happened to be men.
Sure, nobody ever dodged the wax.
Jeez.
Wait a minute. Oh, there it is.
What?
Right there, that's where I lived. Right up on the 3rd floor.
Wait a second. You lived up there on the 3rd floor?
Yeah.
You told me that when you came to Canada to go to college that you lived in some kind of girls' dormitory, Marge. You weren't on the 3rd floor.
First I lived in the dormitory, and then I moved here.
Well, you never told me you lived there.
Why should I tell you? It was before I met you.
You met me, huh? Well, listen, when you were sitting up there on the 3rd floor, did you ever notice 5 guys, like in the vision?
5 guys? No,
Yeah,
I
5.
don't
5 out of 1,000. You didn't notice them, huh?
No, Louis, I mean, I think it would have been too crowded, you know, what was Gilles and me and, you know...
Gilles?
Yeah, and his 3 wives. Boy, they were wild.
You live with a guy on the 3rd floor with 3 wives? What? It sounds like a French movie, Gilles.
Well, yeah. I guess it does.
Did you just live with this, Gilles, or did you really live with him?
Just because you live with a guy, right? That doesn't mean that you really, you know, live with him.
Well, did you really live with him or not?
No, he was gay.
Oh, he was... Wait a minute, he was gay.
It was the 60s, Lou. Things were a lot freer then.
Yeah, freer, huh? What kind of freedom are we talking about here? We talking about sexual freedom, sex? Is that it?
Where were you in the 60s, Louis? In a monastery?
I'll tell you where I was in the 60s. I was on the job in the Gazette, 24 hours a day. And while you and the boys from Ipanema were living out the lifestyle, I was working my butt off in the sewers.
In the sewers?
That's right, the sewers. I suppose you never heard of the East York sewer scandal?
Did they play the Amacambo?
It wasn't a rock and roll group. It was a major scandal I'm talking here, and I broke it. I wrote the story. Head of the sanitation was put in jail for 6 months, and Gorky, the alderman, he was fired. And I got an award.
You never told me this.
It's before I met you. But I'll tell you something, Marge. When people talk about the underground, I don't think about smoking dope up there with Giles. I think about walking in the sewers at 5:30 in the morning with rubber hip boots up to here.
Could you just cool it? I mean, you brought me out here to put the names to the faces in your vision, right? And I end up having to defend the entire Woodstock generation.
That's because you knew all of them personally.
Oh, give me a break.
All right. Just try to remember the 5 guys, okay?
Would you just describe them to me, please? Were they blonde, brunette,
2
what?
blondes, 2 brunettes, and 1 black.
Black hair?
No, a black man.
Why didn't you tell me? There was a black man in the room, right?
Oh, finally. You know the black man?
Yeah.
Don't tell me. His name is Giles, right?
No, Toots Holloway. I think he went straight.
Oh, Toots was gay too, huh?
No, he went back into the establishment like everybody else. He works for the stock market now.
Toots, huh?
He was a sweetie. Taught me how to straighten my hair.
This is good. This makes sense, because you had straight hair in the vision.
Yeah.
How the heck did you straighten it? Since I know you always had like hair like a Brillo pad.
I ironed it.
You ironed it? Never ironed it for me, Marge.
Well, gee, if I were you, Louis, I wouldn't talk about hair.
Toots, huh?
You Mr. Wiener about the Chrysler store?
No. I'm Mr. Ciccone. Got nothing to do with Chrysler.
I hope it has nothing to do with those pork bellies. I really don't like the look of them.
You know, I don't either, but I try to do those sit-ups, but they kill my back. I've stopped eating sugar, though.
Sorry, I was talking about commodities, please.
Yeah, I know. I was just doing a little anti-establishment humor. You remember the stuff that Jerry Rubin and Abby Hoffman used to do in the 60s?
I'm sorry, I'm not,
Let me explain myself. My name is Louis Ciccone, and I'm with the Gazette, right? We're doing a nostalgia piece on Yorkville in the 60s. You know, kind of like Where's All the Hippies Gone? That kind of thing.
What's it on me?
Well, I got your name from the guy who runs the minor farthing boat. You were an activist, weren't you?
Carried a picket sign once or twice, but that was ages ago, and that's all long gone.
Yeah, but you still got these new guys. What do they call the Winds of Tomorrow? They're doing bombings and all kinds of stuff.
Cut the nostalgia BS. I've already had a chat with the police and a very obnoxious U.S. Marshal about this.
Randall Jackson talked to you?
Yeah, and I'll tell you the same thing I told him. I'm now a Canadian citizen, and the extent of my political activism for the past 10 years has been to vote against Joe Clark as leader of the Progressive Conservative Party.
Times are changing, huh?
That's right. Dylan found God, and I found the stock market. So if you even hint that I have anything to do with the Winds of Tomorrow, or know where the whereabouts of Harrison Burke, I'll sue you and your paper for defamation of character.
Harrison Burke?
You're writing about the 60s, and you don't know who Harrison Burke is?
Apparently not.
Ask your friend Marshal Dillon. Good day, Mr. Chacon.
Good day, Toots. Big and Hardy. I believe everybody's in here but Harrison Burke. PQR. Marlon, can I get in the Astro, please? Are you in here?
Yeah. SO to SU.
Right, I gotta look up Harrison Burke. Can I get in just for a second?
Burke, why don't you try the B's?
I did. I looked at the B's and the H's, and he's not in there. Let me get in here.
Listen, stay out of my file until I find the spice file. There's nothing left by the time you're finished.
Marlon, it is very important that I get the file on the SDS.
Isn't that new additive to preserve fresh fruit?
The SDS is the Students for a Democratic Society. Don't you know anything about the 60s?
The 60s, yeah. The decade when the American taste bud finally committed suicide. Granola and fast foods. Hey, I've got it. It's all yours.
Thank you very much. You ever hear of Harrison Burke? He was some kind of radical. Apparently he was pretty popular.
I'm a food editor, remember? I wouldn't remember a bomber unless he blew up Betty Crocker.
Bingo. Here we go. Students for a Democratic Society.
Fennel.
Fennel. What?
I was having cream of dandelion soup at that Nouveau Cuisine place in Isabella. The chef decided to drop in some fennel. It was atrocious.
You can make soup out of dandelions?
Well, certainly.
Got a whole lawn full of soup. I didn't even know it. Here we go. Harrison Burke. Wanted for 2 counts of bombing. Army recruiting centers in Connecticut. Considered extremely dangerous. November 1968, Burke evades capture. Connecticut bomber Harrison Burke is believed to be living under an assumed name in Canada. Yeah, hello, Ciccone.
Louis? Marge?
Oh, Marge, good. Listen, did you know a guy named Harrison Burke in the 60s?
I called you Louis, remember?
Yeah, okay, all right. You go first.
I wasn't totally honest with you when we were in Yorkville.
I don't think I'm gonna like this, Marge.
I do know somebody who must have been in that room with me, in your vision.
Oh, yeah, who?
Sunshine McGee. We were inseparable in the 60s.
Sunshine McGee. What did Mr. Sunshine look like?
Oh, well, he had blonde hair, long, beautiful. And he had piercing blue eyes.
Marge, why don't you just give me the facts? We don't need the adjectives, you know? We don't need piercing. Just give me the basic facts. What did the man look like?
Blonde hair, blue eyes, and medium build.
Ciccone.
Just a minute, Max. Okay, please. I got a problem on my hands here. How come you and this piercing person were so intimate, Marge?
Oh, we were, sort of engaged.
Engaged?
Ciccone, I hate to disturb you, but the Winds of Tomorrow people have just set off another bomb.
Just a minute, okay? You don't get sort of engaged, Marge. You're either engaged or you're not engaged, okay? Now, which was it? Were you engaged?
Now, just a minute, Louis. Don't overreact. That's why I didn't want to tell you anything.
Ciccone, would you put that phone down?
Huh? Why are you making such a big deal of it? We just did it so that I could get my landed immigration papers.
Max, just give me a minute, please. A couple of broken windows is not as important to me as trying to save my marriage here. The woman was engaged. She said nothing to me about it.
This is a little more than broken windows. There's 3 people dead.
Dead?
Yeah, you want to get on it?
Yeah, I'm going.
Louis!
Play with a sword, Ciccone, and sometimes it goes off in your face.
Well, who did it?
They did it.
Suicide.
Stupidity. Amateur anarchists who cross-wired one with a little poison and went off early. Boom. Say goodnight to the Winds of Tomorrow movement.
Hold it, ain't you being a little cavalier here? I mean, these guys just protesting the nuclear war thing.
Armament. 2 cleaning ladies and a security guard in that building there. So? So suppose one of these crazies has set off their latest bomb and caught one of them. Do you think they give a damn about the arms race? If I have a choice of who's going to be carried out of here in a body bag, I take the bombers over the bombees any time.
None of them stiffs is Harrison Burke.
Wait a minute. What does a guy who lived in Connecticut in 1968 and blew up 2 Army recruiting offices got to do with this? Why would he be in there?
You seem to be very familiar with Mr. Burke.
I do my homework. Why is he tied in with this?
Fingerprints found at the first bombing matched Harrison Burke's fingerprints.
You sure? Well, it's not a conclusive match.
Right.
It's just possible.
Look. I am convinced that we're after the right suspect.
Right, so how are you going to proceed now? Can I talk to you in private about this, Jackson? You'll excuse us, Chacon. Oh, yeah, sure. Can I get a quote later, maybe, from both of you?
It's always a pleasure to speak with the press.
Right. Come all the way out here for what? Hey, Arthur, how you doing?
Wet.
Looks like the bombs are getting bigger, huh?
Yeah. Hey, watch where you step. It's all over.
Yeah.
Hey, Louie, I see your mother got you an umbrella for Christmas, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, you don't know diddly squat. This thing ain't over, boy.
I really think it's a good idea for you to keep calling me boy, Jack.
Do you?
Yeah,
good,
I just love it.
Good. Well, I am sorry, Sergeant. I'm very sorry. What we have here is a failure to communicate.
I saw that picture. And no, we don't. I'm right and you're wrong. Witness reports say there were 3 bombers in a blue van. There's the van, and there are the 3 men. And no smudged 2-point thumbprint is going to change my mind about it. Now just leave it, Jackson.
I tell you, I think he's right. Excuse me, Sergeant. Somebody else is involved here.
Oh, beautiful. Another country heard from. You got some evidence you haven't told me about, Chacon?
Yeah, you just got a hunch.
Well, thank you, brother. You just gone up 10 points with me.
Well, you can take it out of the 20 you just lost with me. Now listen, brother. Any damn fool who can read an anarchist cookbook can build a firecracker. Now you want conspiracies? You go on home and look for them. And take the great detective here with you.
Listen, I saw the guy's fingers on the timer of the bomb, right? So this can't be an accident. It's got to be a murder. Hello? Earth to Redfern.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Ciccone, but the sanitation crowd is very involved.
Sanitation? You working on sanitation thing?
Sewers, to be exact.
Yeah, I started out in sewers. Let me see this.
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself, Mr. Ciccone.
No, I did. I was in the sewers in Scarborough. I got an award to prove it.
Oh.
What do you got?
Listen, how did you say your wife was involved with these bombings?
I told you, all right? The first vision is Marge sitting in a room filled with Allen Ginsberg lookalikes, right? And one of these hippies probably is Harrison Burke, the bomber, the man who destroyed the van and killed 3 people.
Yeah, but it's just so hard to believe that your wife was involved with these kooks. I mean, she always seems so law-abiding.
Well, she is. It's just that Marge claims that that's what the 60s was like, you know? You couldn't tell the bombers from the vegetarians.
Well, what do you want me to do?
I want you to try to open the case.
Sorry to barge in, Miss Redfern, but you and I've got to have a serious talk. Afternoon, brother.
Good afternoon, brother.
What's he doing here?
What's he doing here?
Mr. Jackson, Mr. Ciccone is here to discuss the bombing case. Mr. Ciccone, Mr. Jackson is here to discuss probably the same thing.
Oh, you two are in bed together now, huh?
Mr. Ciccone, how dare you?
Watch your innuendo, boy.
That is an old journalistic expression, okay? But what's with your dirty mind?
I thought you hated this man's guts.
Mr. Ciccone.
I thought you could not tolerate this gentleman's manner.
Any past animosity between myself and Mr. Jackson has been set aside. This office has been working very closely with the American officials on the terrorist case. However, the case is closed. Good day, gentlemen.
Miss Redfern, I have evidence to the contrary, and I'd like you to help me keep this case open.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to open this case.
Well, good. Maybe the 2 of us can reason with this little slip of a drink of water.
Maybe.
Yes, what? Mr. Jackson, if there was any possibility of my further consideration towards helping you...
Please, Redfern, would you stop it with the feminine politics? This is an old Southern expression, slip of water. It's like mint julep or something, you all.
The only reason you're involved is because your wife's involved with this case.
Whoa. What's this about your wife, Ciccone?
She does that all the time. She's always teasing me because I never got married.
Save your breath to cool
I'm
your
a bachelor.
boy. What's this about his wife, Miss Redfern?
Mr. Ciccone was saying that his wife had a lot of Donovan records that she'd like to sell.
She does.
She does?
Yeah.
Donovan?
You like those?
All right.
You remember the album with the beads?
Ciccone, give me your address. What's your address? And give me the little lady's maiden name.
Are you serious?
Give me a name, boy.
All right. Her name is Janice Baez.
Beep.
Oh, Janice Baez.
My beeper. I gotta go. They keep calling me.
You can run, boy, but you can't hide.
Please, Randall, don't use that American movie slang in my office.
I love when you get all fiery like that. Heather.
Wrong code.
Bomber Burke? I was in the same room with Bomber Burke?
That's it. Congratulations. You were in the room with Baba Burke. Now, do you remember him? Look at him.
Try to remember the name.
Terry? No, it couldn't be Terry, but, in a way it looks like him because he's got the same kind of sensitive eyes.
Terry. What was Terry's last name?
Terry Naismith. And he was going to go to Europe with Sunshine and me one summer.
Sunshine? This the guy you were engaged to?
Yes.
That's great. You and old Blue Eyes and, sensitive Bomber over here. You're just gonna go take a trip to Europe, huh?
Now listen, Louis, don't start with this jealousy bit again, okay? Because it was 100 years ago.
No, I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous.
Well, what's the matter then?
I happened to mention to, a U.S. Marshal that I know, by accident, that you knew this guy.
You turned me into the FBI?
No, he's not the FBI. No, he's only a U.S. Marshal. He's not important at all.
You sold me down the river?
He doesn't know your address. I didn't say anything. It was just a slip of the tongue. And even if he found out where you lived, Marge, he would only ask you the same kind of questions I'm asking, like, who is Harrison Burke?
Oh, he will, Willie. My God, what's going to happen to me now? Do you know I'm going to be deported?
Would you stop it? Nobody is being deported. You are married to a Canadian citizen, which makes you a Canadian.
I am separated from a Canadian citizen, you think? And pretty soon I'm going to be divorced from a Canadian.
You guys having a fight? Can I watch?
Jason, you're going to be deported too.
What's up there?
Straight to Rikers Island.
You're not going to be deported.
Yes, you will, honey, because your mommy's only a landed immigrant.
No. I have dual citizenship. We learned about it in school.
Of course you do.
Okay, but what about me? What about me? What am I going to do?
You're going to sit down here and stop acting so paranoid. You got me all upset. Look, I just mentioned nothing's going to happen. There's no problem here.
Oh, sure. Talk to me about the trail, Benedict Arnold.
How did it?
Look, Marge, please. I'm giving you my word of honor. There is nothing wrong. You got me frightened for a couple of seconds. So you knew a guy who was a bomber. Big deal. He bombed then, he's bombing now. It's got nothing to do with you. I'm a Canadian citizen. You're married to me, okay?
Mom, it's for you.
Hey?
It's a federal marshal.
Oh, my God!
Hold it! Hold it! Shut up! You just be quiet, okay? I'm going to go down there now. Don't worry. I'm going to go down. I know the guy. I'm going to go down there and I'm going to take care of this. Don't worry about it, all right?
Hello. Oh, afternoon, Ciccone. May I speak to Marge Ciccone, a.k.a. Janice Baez, maiden name Marge Sinclair?
Have you got a warrant?
No.
You can't speak to her.
Ciccone.
What?
Ciccone. Don't fight me. I just want to talk to her.
She's not here. She went to a Canadian Friends of Ronald Reagan rally.
What?
She has gone to start a committee for the pro-acid rain lobby.
Can he get a warrant?
Are you kidding? The man has no power in Canada, none whatsoever.
Thank God. Louis, you were really impressive.
You do what you can, right? That's it. Turn around.
What?
Just turn around, okay, please?
Why should I turn
Come
around?
on, don't fight. You like this. You like this is good. That's nice. Game.
What are you talking about?
Just turn around. That's it. Just stay there. Okay. What color are my eyes?
What are you talking
No,
about?
turn around. Well, you know what everybody else's eyes are like. What color are my eyes?
Brown.
Brown?
Yeah.
That's it? Sunshine's eyes are piercing blue, and the guy who is a convicted bomber has got sensitive eyes, and my eyes are just plain brown. That's it?
No. Glassy brown.
What?
Come here.
Oh, that's really cute. What are you laughing at? You ain't got 20/20 vision, right? Huh? You got glassy brown eyes, too. This is Sunshine McGee. Sorry, Mr. McGee? God bless you.
God damn sinuses, man. Ain't been the same ever since I run that load of angel dust up my horn in '69. It's like breathing through a bag of socks. Oh, yeah.
You're, Sunshine McGee?
I am whoever you want me to be or not to be. That is the hanger.
I'm Louis Ciccone. I'm from the Toronto Gazette. We're doing a little piece on the 60s, nostalgia kind of thing.
Tom Wolfe already wrote that book, Pluto.
I'm particularly interested in a guy named Harrison Burke.
You're wandering around the wrong place, man. I don't know that name.
He's also known as Terry Naismith. Remember him?
I'm sorry, man, but this old memory is out for repairs.
Too bad. Marge Sinclair said that you might be able to help me.
Say who?
Marge Sinclair?
Man, you are creating a whole parade of new characters, aren't you, man? None of them names ring my bells. Thank you.
That's weird, because you were engaged to her in 1968.
68? I was engaged to a lot of people in '68, man.
What do you know about the Winds of Tomorrow bombings? You keeping up on that?
I don't deal in tomorrows. Todays are too pressing.
Well, there's a particularly obnoxious U.S. Marshal who is trying to figure that the whole thing has something to do with that guy Harrison Burke who you know nothing about. So he's after him, and he's also trying to pull in Marge Sinclair.
Marge?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Marge is so straight, she makes Anne Murray look like Little Richard.
Well, right, but you see, they're going to deport her anyway, unless we do something. I got to help her, so maybe you could help her too?
What's in this for you, man? You friend of her?
Yeah. We're close. Close friends.
She used to sit around and play bad guitar. Now, I'm not talking about, like, bad guitar. I'm talking about bad.
Bad guitar?
Bad guitar, not good bad, you dig?
Bad.
She didn't even blow no pot.
You still see her sometimes?
Last time I saw her was in the housewares department at Eaton's, and she was still straight. Lie her down and drive a straight line with her, man. She got a new perm. And she said she was a little screwed up about her old man at the moment.
Well, he don't matter now. The thing is that she's in trouble. You want to help her or not?
To know Marge is to help her. What's the poop, Scoop?
I told you, I'm trying to find out about Harrison Burke. Like, where is he? Who is he? What is he? What, you know anything about him or what?
If I was gonna start turning over any old rocks, I'd start with Radical Chic.
What's that?
It's a rag place on Spadina. And check out Newton Castro.
Come on, nobody christens the kid Newton Castro. Is he Harrison Burke?
Not in this lifetime, my child.
Thanks.
Yeah, right. Hey, Ciccone, noni, moni?
Yeah?
I ain't looking to become best friends, so I really wouldn't be offended if you didn't come around and dirty my floor again.
Okay.
All right.
Nice helmet, you right?
Everybody rides something.
Maybe. Piercing blue eyes and a ponytail.
Hello there. Can I help you?
Yeah, move it, little boss.
Oh, yeah, that's him over there, Art Blinken.
Well, the name I got is Castro. Newton Castro.
Well, then you don't want the boss. You want the owner. Right through there. The door's there.
See those doors over there?
That's right.
Nice lock.
How
Watch
we
your
doing
fingers.
there? You finished that? You want to work piecework tonight?
Are you the guy with the zippers? You're late.
No, I don't have any zippers. I'm Louis B. Ciccone from the fashion desk of the Toronto Gazette.
Oh, jeez, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Please.
Surely.
So, how's my old friend Gloria?
She's a... Gloria who?
Gloria Tepperman, your fashion editor.
Oh, Glow. She's okay. She's got the flu. A little down, so she sent me over here, you know, to work things out for her.
Where'd you get the jacket? Salvation Army?
No, that's no name brand. You know, I don't want to offend anybody.
So what can I do for you?
Well, Glow and myself, we had a little conversation. We said, hey, it is about time that we do a backgrounder thing on Radical Chic and the owner.
Backgrounder?
Yeah, you know, like who you are, what you are, where you come from, when you started. Stuff for the Sunday section with the pictures of the stuff you make.
Sounds good. Where do we start?
Well, why don't we start in the beginning? Like, they love that stuff. How about the 60s? That's when it all began for you, right? The 60s?
You want to go back that far?
Yeah.
Well, sure. We started there with your tie-dyes and your knitted vests, but we've come a very long way since then, as you can see. And now we got the super #1 hot item of the century. New wave punk casual. It's going to sweep America.
You think this extreme military look's gonna hit, huh?
We're going to kill them. We're talking 200,000 units here. We're talking net 1.25, 1.5.
Sounds very good, 1.5.
Well, it doesn't sound good. It sounds gold. It's been a long time coming, too.
Tell me more about the 60s, okay?
Here you go with the 60s again. What's with you?
No, that's like a hook, you know? How you got your start, the 60s. They love to read about how people began.
All right. You want background? I'll give you background.
Okay.
1966, I was kicked out of McGill Business School for selling dope. My father died, so I inherited some money. I bought a loft so my friends and I could start a commune. Before you know it, we're printing T-shirts, and I'm selling them on the street.
And that's how Radical Chic began, right?
Yeah, you got it. Inside of 6 months, we had 200 freaks working for us. We raised our consciousness, expanded our space. The weekend hippies from Don Mills got their tie-dyes. I cut my hair and started buying buildings.
This is great stuff. You know what we need now? We need a quote from you, right underneath your picture. For you, the 60s was what?
A classic business opportunity.
Classic business opportunity.
Biggest profit balloon since World War II.
You keep saying we. That guy Art Blakeney, is he your partner?
Oh, no. That was the royal we. Art's foreman. He's just one of the dropouts that hung around when the music died.
Okay. One more question. Newton Castro. I mean, is that anybody's name? Is that your real name? No offense.
No. My real name is Wallace Cleaver.
Wallace Cleaver, like Leave It to Beaver, huh? That's your real Wallace Cleaver.
Yeah, I changed it in 66.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Cleaver or Castro. You go Castro, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Castro.
Anytime. Anything you want to check, don't hesitate to call. Okay. Always got time for some free press.
Yeah, spoken like a true man of the cloth, right?
Piecework, baby. Piecework.
That's good. Take it easy, Wally. Huh?
Okay, B.
Right.
Take another look at my pattern, Mrs. De Silva. See, if you cut the material this way, save about 20% more fabric.
Oh, yes, I see.
Can I help you?
No, that's okay. I was just talking to Newton Castro. I'm from the Gazette, and I'm doing an article, a fashion article for the paper.
Oh, going to give the old place some press then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Could you take a look at this?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Redfern.
Oh, Mr. Ciccone, I can't stop. I'm late for a very important court date.
Oh, you're late. A very important date, just like the White Rabbit, right? But just wait 1 second, because look, what I got for you here. Oh, you got gloves? Good. Here, all right, careful with this. This is a notepad, which, if you put through the lab, I think you will discover it has a fingerprint, I hope, of Harrison Burke on it.
Mr. Ciccone, fingerprints are a police matter. Why don't you just take this to Sergeant Brown?
Because he won't give me the time of day in this case, okay? So you do this.
Well, I can't just ask forensics to check this through. I have to go through proper channels.
Come on, use your feminine wiles or something.
What?
Shoulder the leg. It'll work out. Don't worry about it.
Show a little leg.
Smile at them. Do something.
Hello?
I'm Marge Louis.
I think I'm about to wrap this thing up, so just sit tight, and after work I'll come and explain the whole thing to you.
Record.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Here, it's all yours. Go ahead.
Nico?
Yes, right.
Nico?
Yes, Nico.
Would you sit down, Chacon? You're making my neck ache.
Oh, this is great. You got a stiff neck and somebody tries to kill me and you're worried about your neck?
What do you want me to do?
I want you to push a button and motivate this crack homicide unit you got here and find out who tried to kill me in a phone booth.
Okay, who was it?
I don't know. Look at this. Yes. I told you, somebody with a black helmet and the thing was down as a motorcycle helmet. I couldn't see his face. Come on.
Now, there's two courses of action. First, I alert all units to arrest every biker wearing a black helmet. And two, would you sit down?
All right, good. I'll sit down, okay? How's your neck? Is it all right now?
What dirty little corners have you been poking around in? What did you do to draw so much heat? What was in the notebook?
Did you ever hear the sanctity of the press?
There's no such thing. And you know it, Chacon. Now, you want action? Talk to me.
He's wearing a very unique leather jacket, okay? He's got a black helmet and a leather jacket. It's got like a stripe here, a stripe over here. He's got stripes on his leather jacket, okay? I'd recognize it anywhere.
Good. That's the type of clue I've been after.
Good.
Falstaff, take 300 men and raid the leather boutiques. Take no prisoners.
Yes, sir.
Would you sit down?
He believed you. I'm not going to pay my taxes anymore. Look at this. This man was ready to go out and find the...
I'll join the Coast Guard and go to sea.
Hey, Frank, what are you doing here? Come here.
The fingerprints.
Right. Was I right or wrong?
Oh, well,
Yahoo! It's my boy Burke. I knew it. You snitched on me, Redfern.
Just don't start on me, Mr. Ciccone. Now I'm an officer of the court.
I was beginning to doubt you, boy, but you did good. You're a real team player. Now, where's he hiding?
Of whom do you speak?
Bomber Burke, brother, the Red Scourge.
I never heard of that squooch.
Don't start stick handling on me now, Ciccone. Come on, his fingerprints are all over that little notebook. Now, where'd you find it?
Notebook stories. My favorite.
Ciccone, speak to me.
Speak to me, Chacon.
Hey, just a damn minute here. I don't have to talk to anybody if I don't want to, and I don't want to talk to anybody.
I'm afraid you're going to have to tell us now, Mr. Ciccone.
No, I do not.
If it's a murder, you cannot conceal evidence.
And remember what happened to you. When the mad biker finds out he's got the wrong notebook, he'll be back.
Please, Mr. Ciccone, tell me.
All right.
I'll tell you and Brown.
That's it.
His name is Art Blakey, and he works in a place on Spadina Street called the Radical Chic. It's a clothing place, okay? Between Queen and Spadina.
Good boy. Let's roll down.
What the fish bugged us again?
Ashley, alert all units in the Spadina and Queen area. Seal up the Radical Chic building until I get there. Come on, Falstaff.
Drama of the law. I just love it.
All right, let's have Give me that loud hair, Lieutenant.
All right, let's have everybody up against the wall. For your own protection, ladies and gentlemen. Up against the wall. Will you relax? I'm running this show. Which one's Art Blakeney?
He's not here right now.
What the hell's going on here? What are you doing?
Is that him?
No, this gentleman is Newton Castro. He owns the entire establishment.
His name's Castro?
Castro, yes.
That's incredible.
Who are these, fashion consultants? No.
Castro! Yes, who the hell are you? I am Randall Jackson, U.S. Federal Marshal. Do you have a Harrison Burke in your employ?
No. Damn. What's that guy's phony name again?
Blakeney, Art Blakeney.
Yeah, that guy. Find him out here. He's not here. He left for Saskatoon 2 hours ago.
What are you talking about, Saskatoon?
I don't know. Something about his mother being sick. His mother's dead. She died last May.
Jeez.
And she don't live in no Saskatoon. She lives in Westport, Connecticut. Now I'm going to take a look around here.
Just a second. Do you have a warrant?
Show him the warrant.
Show him the warrant.
We don't have a warrant. Unless you're here to buy a pair of pants, I suggest you leave.
Want a pair of pants?
Why you want to bother Art anyway? He's a nice boy.
Yeah, all you cops are pigs, man.
Hey.
I asked you to go up against the wall. Now, you listen to what I say.
Another fine mess you got me into, Chacon.
Get out. You better watch your step.
Look, what did I tell you, right? I don't know. I gave you the name. You're the detectives. You figure out where he is.
Over here.
Right?
Come on there.
Wait a second.
We're supposed to...
That's the guy. That's the guy with the strap. The leather jacket. Bike out there, he got away.
You okay?
The guy's a pushover. I tripped on my shoelace. Give me one of these.
Just sit me down over there.
You got run over in a telephone booth by a motorcycle.
Yeah.
How many times have I told you, Ciccone, journalists aren't supposed to make news, they're supposed to report it.
I didn't plan it, Max. It just happened.
Well, anyway, it's a good story. Looks like the police will have this wrapped up once they nail Burke.
I'm not so sure.
You're not sure?
No, I don't think that Burke killed those guys from the Winds of Tomorrow.
Then why isn't that in here?
Because it's not a fact. You told me always deal with the facts. That's what I did, right? Good night.
Yeah. Oh, Ciccone.
What?
This message came through for you earlier. It's from somebody called Sunshine.
Huh.
Yeah, it says, and I quote, "Hustle over to the gourd. There's a cat in the shadows who'd like a last word," unquote. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, it does, Max. Thanks a lot.
My husband says that I don't even have to say anything to you if you don't have a search warrant.
Right, and he's absolutely right, Mrs. Ciccone. It's just that I figured that us old Yankees should hang together. Now, there's no harm in that now, is there?
I didn't know that Terry Naismith was Harrison Burke. That was 15 years ago. I haven't seen either one of them since.
Terry Naismith. Now, it states here in your immigration papers.
Mrs.
Got my
Ciccone.
immigration papers.
Mrs. Ciccone. We received excellent cooperation from the Canadian authorities on all levels.
War of 1812 has been over a long time.
Well, at the risk of being a very uncooperative Canadian, I am not going to say another word.
No, I was just noting here that your sponsor was one Sunshine McGee. Now, Sunshine, is that a real name or a fictitious construct?
No. Oh, no. Oh, no, he's real. Well, if you don't believe me, you just go down to the Danforth. He's got a bar there called the Drinking Gourd. I'm not going to say another word.
Let's hit the Danforth. Have a nice day.
Yeah, same to you.
Ma'am, your husband mentioned you had some old Donovan albums you wanted to sell.
Oh, yeah?
Would you have the album with Mellow Yellow on it?
Mellow Yellow, I don't know.
Donovan, would you come on?
I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Call it Mellow Yellow.
Hey, man, these people out there, they don't even know where the center of the earth is.
Yeah. Where's Burke?
Back in the office.
Why does he want to see me?
Power of the press. Who knows? Maybe he digs your eyes, honey.
Listen, why'd you send me to Radical Chic? Is it March?
Yeah, your wife had something to do with it again.
My wife, you figured that out, huh?
Now, I may be spaced, but I am not erased. You had word has been written all over your chops.
I guess I did.
Yeah.
But you said that was just part of the reason. What's the rest of it?
Yeah, well, also I knew that if you got this far, that it wouldn't be long before the Feds showed up. You were sort of like my early warning system. Right.
Glad you could make it, Mr. Ciccone. So you wanted to talk to me, to give me your side of the story for the record, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Even though I don't think anybody will believe me.
I might believe it.
Where should I start?
Why don't you start at the beginning, the 60s?
Well, there's not a hell of a lot to tell.
straight parents, wanted me to study physics instead of going to art school. They were LBJ supporters. Big meat eaters, you know what I mean?
So you started bombing recruiting offices?
It was important to my friends.
Mm-hmm.
What are you stopping for? Just go through the red light. We can't do that. This is Canada. Well, then make a right turn, damn it.
Do you really feel you were accomplishing something by blowing up those recruiting offices?
Yeah, I did then. But then all of a sudden, Vietnam was over, and nothing we'd done had made the slightest bit of difference to the whole disaster.
Yeah, the movement made some kind of difference. I mean, the United States pulled out of the war, right?
Yeah, but nothing changed. No, I'm the last of a whole generation of wasted effort. Didn't even get to marry Jane Fonda.
If with so much wasted effort, how come you started bombing again?
I think I wanted to.
You did?
Those Winds of Tomorrow creeps tracked me down and put the heat on me. They said they'd blow my cover if I didn't work for them. So I made a few Mickey Mouse bombs just to keep them quiet.
Oh, they're real quiet now.
They must have wired 2 or 3 together. They were crazy, man.
They were crazy, but I don't think they killed themselves. I think they were murdered.
What do you mean? Said it was an accident in the paper.
My paper's wrong. There's somebody changed the timer on one of those bombs.
It wasn't me.
I know.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
And do you know who it was?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was somebody who really wants to keep Art Blakeney.
Who?
Somebody who's making a lot of money out of Art Blakeney's work.
Newton Castro.
Does he know you, Burke?
Sure as hell does.
Where are you going? Hey, come on. It's just a suggestion. I didn't say I'm positive here. Wait a minute. Come on. Hey, come on.
Get out of my way, Louie.
Wait. Hold it. Okay, hold it. Come on, man, please.
Freeze! Everybody freeze!
It's the U.S. Cavalry. How you doing, Randall? Can I get you a mint julep?
Move it or lose it, Coney. Move
No, wait a second.
No, I'll eat. Get away from me. Get away.
Anybody dance close anymore? Listen, Sunshine, hello? Hello, what's that? Listen, do me a favor, please. He is going after Castro, okay? And he's going to try, you gotta help me.
Should have happened years ago, man. The dude is a leech.
You're a U.S. Marshal? Someone's beating up on your buddy. What?
No, you don't understand, man. He wants to kill him. He's really angry. I told him about the bombs and the whole thing. Look, I want you to help me get out of here and go get your friend. You got another helmet? Yeah. They say that 85% of the accidents are because the people...
Hey, come back!
Motorcycle, you got a sniper gun? No. You got a safety gun? No. How big is the helmet?
U.S. business!
Get in the way!
Get up now. Slow down. Hey. What's up? Watch out for the top. Hold it! You okay, baby?
Yeah, look, just let me know when you're going to stop next time, okay?
I'll send you a letter.
Good. Why did you have to kill them?
Take it easy. This had nothing to do with you. It was just business.
Crazy, is that all you ever think about?
Well, somebody had to. If I left it to you, you would have given it all away.
You made me a murderer!
Come on, somebody. Come on, help me get back.
Another screw up in a glorious career. Sure waited a long time to become a casualty of that damn war.
Sunshine?
Yeah.
I'm hoping and wishing that the next apparition is the sight of you welcoming me home. It's hard enough living without having visions to the left and the right of you. They won't leave me alone. Give me a cold, hard fact. I'm seeing things, believe me, you've never seen before. But little things deceive me, like when you threw me out the door. I couldn't believe my eyes. Da, da, ba, ba, da, ba, da, ba, da, ba, da, ba.